Picture two neighbors, same street, same age, nearly identical paychecks for 30 years. One of them retired at 55 and never worried about money again. The other is 68, still clocking in 3 days a week, quietly terrified the money is about to run out. Same income, same city, wildly different endings. And the difference wasn't luck. It came down to a single number. A number almost nobody can tell you off the top of their head, including, quite possibly, you. Here's the strange part. Ask 10 people how much they need to retire, and you'll get 10 wildly different answers. 1 million. 2 million. More than I'll ever have. And when they type those guesses into an online retirement calculator, the thing usually spits back a number so enormous it makes them want to give up entirely. But most of those calculators are asking the wrong question. They're built on a myth. And once you see through that myth, retirement stops feeling like an impossible mountain and starts looking like a number you can actually work out on the back of a napkin. By the end of this, you'll know exactly how to find yours, why almost everyone guesses the wrong number. So let's start with the number itself. Most people assume what you need in retirement is tied to what you earn. Make more, need more. It sounds obvious. It's also mostly wrong. Think back to those two neighbors. Same salary, but one of them spent every dollar the day it landed, and the other quietly lived on half. When the paycheck stopped, their retirement had almost nothing to do with their old salary. It had everything to do with what their life actually cost. That's the first big shift, and it changes everything. Your retirement number isn't built on your income. It's built on your expenses. A surgeon who spends like royalty may need 3 times what a school teacher who lives simply needs, even if the teacher ends up with far more peace of mind. The question was never, how much did you make? The real question, the one nearly every calculator skips right over, is this. How much does your life cost to run for one single year? Hold on to that because everything else we're about to figure out grows from that one seed. The biggest retirement myths. But before we can build anything, we have to clear away the myths because they're the reason so many people get their number badly wrong. Myth number 1, you need to replace 80% of your salary. You've heard that rule. Here's what it misses. A huge chunk of your paycheck today isn't paying for your lifestyle at all. It's paying for retirement itself. The moment you retire, you stop saving for retirement. You stop paying Social Security taxes on your wages. Often the mortgage is finally gone and the kids have moved out. For a lot of people, real spending drops well below 80%, sometimes closer to 60%. Myth number 2, Social Security will cover me. In 2026, the average Social Security check is a little over $2,000 a month, roughly $25,000 a year. That's real money and it matters. But it covers less than half of what a typical retiree actually spends. Leaning on it completely is like planning to cross a river on a bridge that only reaches halfway. And myth number 3, the big one. $1 million is the magic number. There is no magic number that fits everyone. 1 million could be pure luxury for one person and nowhere near enough for another. It always comes back to that one seed, what your life costs. So let's finally look at what retirement actually costs because it does not work the way most people picture it. How retirement spending actually works. Here's something that surprises almost everyone. Retirement spending isn't a flat line. Researchers who studied thousands of real retirees found a pattern they nicknamed the retirement spending smile. In the early years, I call them the go-go years, people actually spend more. They're finally free. They travel, they golf, they fly across the country to see the grandkids, they attack the bucket list. Then, somewhere in their mid-70s, energy fades a little, the big trips slow down, and spending quietly dips. Those are the slow-go years. And then, late in life, come the no-go years where travel nearly stops. But a brand new expense often comes roaring in to take its place. We'll get to that one soon because it's the expense that catches the most people completely off guard. There's also a trap hiding inside all of this, and it has a name: lifestyle inflation. As people earn more over a career, they rarely save the difference. They upgrade. Bigger house, nicer car, fancier vacations. Each upgrade quietly raises the cost of the life they now expect to live, which means the more you make, the more your future self will need just to feel normal. That's why two people with the exact same savings can retire into completely different realities. So how do we turn what my life costs into an actual dollar target? For that, we need one of the most famous ideas in all of personal finance. The 4% rule. Explained simply, back in the early 1990s, a financial planner named William Bengen got tired of everyone guessing. He wanted a real answer to one deceptively simple question. If you retire, how much can you pull out of your savings each year without ever running dry? So he did something clever. He ran the numbers through history's worst moments, the Great Depression, the brutal stock market of the 1970s, every ugly stretch he could find. And he discovered something reassuring. If you withdrew about 4% of your savings in your first year of retirement, then adjusted that amount for inflation each year after, your money had a very strong chance of lasting 30 years or more. That finding became known as the 4% rule. And it comes with a beautifully simple shortcut. Flip it around, and it means you need roughly 25 times your yearly expenses saved up. Spend $40,000 a year? Your target is about $1 million. Spend $80,000? Around $2 million. Suddenly, that impossible mountain has a trailhead. Now, this is a guideline, not a guarantee. And there's one danger it can't fully protect you from. Imagine two people who retire with the exact same savings and earn the exact same average return over 30 years. You'd think they'd end up in the same place. They don't. If one of them hits a nasty market crash in their very first few years while they're pulling money out, their savings can get hollowed out so badly they never recover. The other, who happens to get those same bad years later on, sails right through. Same average. Completely different fate. That's called sequence of returns risk, and it's the quiet reason the first 5 years of retirement matter more than almost any others. Why inflation quietly changes everything. Now let's talk about the silent thief that can wreck even a solid plan. Inflation. Here's the uncomfortable truth. $1 million today will not be $1 million in 30 years. At a modest 3% inflation, roughly the long-run average, prices double about every 24 years. That $5 coffee you buy today? By the time you've been retired a couple of decades, don't be shocked if it's 10. The groceries, the electric bill, the trip to see the grandkids, all of it slowly climbs while your savings just sit there, which is exactly why you can't pile up a mountain of cash and hide it under the mattress. Money that isn't growing is money that's shrinking. This is where investing comes in. Not as gambling, but as protection. Historically, the US stock market has returned about 10% a year on average. Subtract inflation, and what's left, the part that actually grows your buying power, is closer to 7%. That number, the real return, is the engine that lets your savings outrun rising prices. It's why the 4% rule quietly assumes your money stays invested, not frozen. Leave it all in cash, and inflation eats it alive. But here's the part almost nobody plans for. The single expense that rises even faster than everything we've just talked about. Healthcare, the hidden retirement expense. Healthcare. It's the expense that blindsides more retirees than any other, and the numbers are genuinely eye-opening. According to Fidelity's most recent estimate, a single 65-year-old retiring today can expect to spend around $170,000 on healthcare over the course of retirement. For a couple, that climbs to roughly $345,000. And here's the kicker. That figure doesn't even include long-term care. But wait, you might be thinking, doesn't Medicare cover all of that? This is the trap. Medicare kicks in at 65, and it is a lifesaver, but it does not cover everything. It leaves out most dental, vision, and hearing. It comes with premiums, deductibles, and copays, and it barely touches the big one, long-term care, the daily help people need when they can no longer fully care for themselves. Nearly 7 out of 10 people turning 65 will need some form of it, and it is brutally expensive. A private room in a nursing home can run over $100,000 a year. This is the no-go years expense we hinted at earlier, the one that quietly replaces all that travel spending. And then some. Healthcare costs also tend to rise faster than regular inflation, around 5 to 6% a year. So when you build your number, you can't just picture yourself healthy at 65. You have to plan for the version of you that's 85. which raises a fair question. How much you actually need depends enormously on the kind of retirement you're picturing in the first place. Different lifestyles need different amounts. So let's put real numbers on real lifestyles, using that 25 times shortcut. Picture 3 different retirements. The first is modest. You've paid off your home, you live simply, you cook most meals in, you take the occasional road trip. That life might cost around $40,000 a year. Multiply by 25 and your target is about $1 million. The second is comfortable. You travel a couple of times a year, eat out when you feel like it, help the grandkids now and then, and never sweat a routine bill. Call it $70,000 a year. Your number climbs to about $1.75 million. And the third is the luxury retirement. The big international trips, the second home, the boat, the fine dining on a random Tuesday. That might run $120,000 a year, which puts your target somewhere around $3 million. Same simple math, 3 completely different mountains. And notice, not one of those numbers came from a salary. They came from a lifestyle. There's one more twist too. Where you live changes everything. That same comfortable life costs a small fortune in a big coastal city and far less in a quiet small town. Some retirees stretch their savings dramatically just by moving somewhere cheaper. So the real question was never, what's the number? It's, which of these lives do I actually want? And what does it cost? Which brings us to a reality check that stops a lot of people cold. How much Americans actually retire with, here's where expectation slams into reality. Surveys show the typical American now believes they'll need around $1.5 million to retire comfortably. That's the dream number. Now here's the actual number. The median American household approaching retirement, those aged 55 to 64, has roughly $185,000 saved. Not $1.5 million, $185,000. And more than half of American households have little to no dedicated retirement savings at all. Read those 2 numbers back to back, and it sounds like a full-blown catastrophe. But hold on, because the complete picture is less frightening than it first appears for a few reasons. First, those savings figures usually don't count home equity, and a paid-off house is a massive hidden asset. Second, most retirees do get Social Security on top of their savings. That $25,000 a year floor we talked about earlier. And third, real people are far more flexible than a spreadsheet. They downsize, they relocate, they adjust as they go. The gap is real, and it's worth taking seriously. But the point isn't to panic, it's to realize that a huge share of people are flying completely blind, chasing a scary dream number while never once calculating their own. And calculating yours is far simpler than the internet wants you to believe. In fact, let's do it right now. Your simple, step-by-step retirement number, grab that mental napkin. 4 steps. Step 1, figure out what your life will cost for 1 year in retirement. Not your salary, your actual spending. Take what you spend now, subtract the things that fall away, like commuting costs or that mortgage you'll finish paying off, and add in the things that grow, like healthcare. Step 2, subtract your guaranteed income, mainly Social Security plus any pension. That's money you won't have to pull from savings. Step 3, whatever's left is the gap your own savings have to fill each year. And step 4, multiply that gap by 25. Let's watch it actually work. Meet Sarah. She figures her comfortable retirement will cost about $60,000 a year. Social Security will cover roughly $24,000 of that. So her gap, the part her own savings must cover, is $36,000 a year. $36,000 times 25 comes out to $900,000. Not the terrifying $1.5 million a calculator once screamed at her. $900,000. Suddenly her goal has a shape and a finish line. Now, one more thing changes that number a lot. When you retire at 65, and the math we just did lines up neatly. But retire early at 55, and you've got a full decade before Social Security even begins, plus 10 extra years of spending to fund. So you'll need noticeably more. Wait until 75, and it flips. Fewer years to pay for, a bigger Social Security check as a reward for waiting, and a decade longer to save. And behind every bit of this sits one final risk the professionals never ignore. Longevity risk, the simple danger of living longer than your money lasts. It's a wonderful problem to have and a dangerous one to ignore, which is exactly why that 25 times cushion is built to last 30 years, not 10. So let's pull it all together, because the big lessons are so much simpler than the myths made them sound. Your retirement number was never about your salary. It's about what your life costs to run for a single year. Take that yearly cost, subtract whatever Social Security and any pension will chip in, and multiply the rest by 25. That's your target in one sentence. Along the way, respect the two wildcards: inflation, which quietly shrinks your money, and healthcare, which quietly grows. Keep your savings invested so they can outrun rising prices instead of melting underneath them. And watch out for the traps. Don't let your lifestyle balloon faster than your savings, and don't ask Social Security to do a job it was never built to do alone. But here's the part I really want you to walk away with. The reason so many people feel hopeless about retirement isn't that the goal is impossible. It's that they never actually ran the numbers. They stared at a scary headline instead of doing 5 minutes of simple math. Now you know the math. Your number might be smaller than you feared and closer than you think. And the best day to start walking toward it isn't someday. It's today. Before you go, I've got one question. And I actually want the answer. Drop a comment with the number you think you'll need to retire. If this made the pieces finally click into place, hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss what's next. I'll see you in the next one.